Dead meme.
Hey guys, I'd like to talk to you about Astrocolony. It's a game coming out for, I believe it's just PC, but I could be wrong. I picked it up on Steam. This is just a demo version. I'm not sure what the pricing and all that's going to be, but I figured I'd show it to you guys. It's similar to Satisfactory. If you're into that sort of game, you'll probably like this one, but I'm just going to start right from the beginning, help you get a good start, how to set up like some asteroid mining power, a little bit of water and whatnot. So you're going to start with a blank platform. You're not going to have any of this. And basically, if you click on an asteroid, I'll find one that's not being tractored, you'll start mining it. And this is where the majority of your starting material is going to come from. So you can push Q to cycle and just left click on it. So not only do you get the material listed on the asteroid, like this one's a copper asteroid, you get some science as well. And I'm flying around by hitting the jetpack button, which is X by default. And left shift goes down and spacebar goes up. So I'm acquiring basic science, which is also required for researching. So a lot of these buildings you're going to have to actually unlock in the T menu. So I'm at the end of the demo. There's no more for me to do at this time. When the full game releases, we'll do more. But you're going to need to research oxygen first. Alright, so this is the oxygen factory. You'll research it in the T menu. It's the very first one. It's number, like if you hit F1 at the bottom there, or F2, you'll notice it cycles through all of the various things you can build. But if you push K, you can also look for it this way. So it would probably be a device, an oxygen generator, and then you can just kind of drag it onto your bar wherever you would like it to be. And you could place it. But it has material requirements. It requires ingots. So let's go into the main menu or into the character's inventory. You just push I. There's a recipe button here. And you can activate various recipes. So if I want to make steel ingots out of iron ore that I found, I have some with me. I can just click on this and it'll slowly make iron ore into bars for me, and I'll do this in your inventory. So of course you can automate this, which is what we're going to do, but this will show you how to actually build your atmospheric or your first forays into atmospheres. And with those 2 ingots that I've just smelted, I would be able to produce this factory. And if you come here, if you just say refill with ice, I don't even think you need power. No, you do not. So you can do it without power. And we got ice from like the blue asteroids up there, right? And sometimes asteroids have more than one material in them. So as you go along, you're going to slowly unlock electricity, some handcrafting, water, things like that. So this is all really easy to do. You'll just get it by hitting some asteroids. But asteroid catching, this is pretty cool. This is when you kind of start seeing the beginnings of something worth doing. And all of these are made the same way. You're just going to smelt down the ingots in your inventory for now until you get a better system. But this is the system that's really cool. So I'm going to need some power for this to work. I'll cover this device, don't worry. So that's like a coal generator. And if we click on catch asteroids, we can manually capture some asteroids. So you can capture one, it'll process it, and it can hold on to another one while it waits. And so this thing's going to break it down and spit them out. So these are some filters. I'll show you how they work momentarily. But this makes sure that only the certain things are going to the right places. So the smelting device is going to get all of the ingots because by default, it's not being filtered out. So this is a coal filter, and how I've done that is in one of these buttons here. Yeah, F5, I placed on a filter. And they're very simple. I don't think they require any resources, but after you place them, I'll just show you how easy it is to place. Then you just look at them and press E, and you can decide what resources get filtered out. So coal is being filtered into the coal generator so that we have the obvious ease of not having to refill the coal generator all the time. And as you can see, that is not being filtered out. It's metal, and this is the smelter. And when it gets enough to do its job, it's going to start smelting away to make us ingots. So you don't have to do it in your inventory anymore. And you can set up a long production chain. And of course, this will feed out into other machines, but I don't think we're going to get that far today. Like, this is more of a startup to kind of help you get going. So there are some critical things to be aware of. Like in the bottom left corner, as you can see, my oxygen supply here is slowly depleting. And I can just keep using this to refill it with ice, but that's inefficient. So what we really want to do is create these oxygen barriers. And as you can see, when I step in here, it ticks up. And that's coming off of this device. So we'll just build one in real time so you can take a look at how it works. So we'll throw down this oxygen barrier. There we go. And it's looking for power, so we'll set it up with that. Alright, and now it's getting started. But the barrier needs an oxygen generator active. Well, we have one here, but it's not doing anything. So what we have to do, well, it's probably doing something because it's connected to this platform, but we'll have to pretend that it's not. So this device is receiving ice, it's being filtered out, it'll crush it down into water, and this will create oxygen for us, which will make this whole system much more efficient. Refilling your oxygen via ice is not overly efficient, so let's just grab this ice asteroid because my catcher cannot reach this one, and I'll drop it into the system and you can watch the whole thing. There we go. Ice, basic science. There are automated asteroid catchers. I'll show you a little bit of that in a bit. But as you can see, this one is not automated. This is the one you're going to start with. So you're going to have to jump in it periodically and just catch yourself 2 asteroids and then go off to work somewhere else. But we'll open up the inventory of this. We'll drop all that ice in. And again, we're going to go through the filter system. This is very rudimentary, of course. The ice is going to hit this guy and be cycled into our ice crusher. And he will activate. As you can see, spinning. Now we're going to get some water. It's going to fill this thing up. So you can kind of see it. It's the graphics for water in this are relatively well done. But I don't think I've got enough to show it to you. Yeah, it's being consumed by this machine. So it's creating an oxygen tank. Without a oxygen tank inventory on the platform somewhere, this generator, this like little bubble generator for oxygen, won't function. So you can just step in here to replenish your oxygen. So again, this stuff's all really simple to build. You just push T, you would research water, and that would unlock the building that would allow you to do this. And you could cycle through the F buttons, and you'll see the bottom switch. I recommend more using K, though. It's a little bit easier to find things. So like utilities, right? There's my icebreaker. There's the tank that I'm putting the water in, and things like that. So it's not overly difficult, but the game's not super clear, I find, with the tutorial. The little robot that's supposed to be helping you is... Alright, so you've built this system, right? Or something similar that suits you. But you're tired of having to do this all the time. You don't want to... You want the machine to do it for you all on its own. So if you end up cycling through the F buttons, you'll notice that this one actually has it in it, but for the most part, you won't be able to find the automated asteroid catcher in this selection menu. Just hit K again, and you'll find it in here, right? So mining. So asteroid catcher or auto asteroid catcher. And it requires, as you can see, a little bit more than the other one, those steel plates. And again, if we just push I and we open up our inventory here, you can turn it on so it automatically just turns the iron ingots that you're mining into, or the iron ingots that you're receiving from ore, smelting to iron ingots, smelting that into a plate. Of course, there are machines that do that for you automatically. Like this thing is automatically smelting ingots, and there's a production chain that I'll cover with you someday. But all of that aside, we're going to throw down this automated asteroid catcher. And let's see. So as you could see, there's like in and out ports and power ports. So that's the power symbol. You've probably deduced that by now. And of course, you don't need to build your power lines this way. This is a preference. I don't like to have to bump over or intersect things. Like this isn't so bad because you don't see too much. But as you can see, she's already off to the races. She's catching asteroids for us. And because we already have a system of filtration set up, all I have to do is drag out. Yeah, you can just click and drag. It's got some satisfactory elements to it, but the aesthetic and the gameplay is a bit different. So I think that's a really good place to get yourself to if you are automatically feeding your coal generator power, if you're automatically feeding your icebreaker water to make you an atmosphere. You're in a position where you can try to figure out some systems of the game or play it in a fashion that you would like. You can start discovering at your own pace, right? But other than that, I think just a quick recap, and we should call it there. So the very first item you're going to need to build is this oxygen generator. You're going to hit X to fly around. Just click on an asteroid, mine it up. You'll get some basic science, the materials it's made from. You're going to need iron and copper primarily. Gold is more of an advanced resource. So after you research your oxygen, you're just going to hit F1. It's usually in button 1. You'll make your oxygen generator. If you have ice, you can refill your oxygen canister without, your one on your person, without actually having power. But the optimum setup is an ice crusher to get water to go to this method, so you never refill this tank again. And of course, the additional steps, build yourself a filter. You'll find them in the F menu. There are even more. Push K to find them. But this is just a pusher, so it's number 3 here. And so, as you can see, I've told it to push the coal into this system here. You can set up the filter by pushing E. You can put more than one thing in the filter if you like. You can do the same thing here with the ice. You can push it into this machine, so you don't have to worry about it. The original ice or asteroid capture device, you're going to have to push E to get in it. Click that button. And we'll just capture some asteroids. And you can push Q and walk away, and it'll take it from there. As you get a little bit further, there is an advanced, there it is, automated asteroid catcher. This requires some more advanced science tools, you'll need to build a lab. I'll cover that with you probably a little bit later when we get a bit closer to it. I'll show you how to make more of this monstrosity. But back to it. Everything else being filtered out hits this smelter and turns it into ingots, and we have the export getting it ready to move on to whatever factory you decide to build. But anyway, thanks for showing up. If you want to see more of this video, more of these videos, just let me know. If there's a big enough engagement, I'll make a bunch more, because this game's cool. I'd like to play it and take you guys along for the ride. But again, if this was helpful, like and a sub. If you want to put some information down in the comment section, if maybe I should have covered something better or something I missed, or something I don't, throw it in there. That'd be great. But thanks for showing up.